Asana, Notion, ClickUp, Linear, those are giants in the industry. And if you say, I'm better than them, like try our product, then it should be more than just an MVP.
He's basically like trying to figure out how to make Cluely like more than just an app for 20-year-old people trying to get their first job, right?
I so want like After Effects alternative and Affinity fighting for the industry standard tool.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Design Diner, a podcast where we talk about design news, rebrands, new tools, and pretty much anything happening in the design space. As always, I'm Adam, and with me here is...
Hey guys, I'm Adam. Welcome everyone.
Welcome. So today we have a couple of interesting topics. We narrowed it down to only 3, so we can go like more in depth. First, we're gonna talk a little bit about interesting post we saw on X. Then we are going to dive into Cluely and some drama around their products. And lastly, we want to talk about Affinity, which I think might be the most interesting topic for us designers because it's a good tool and now it's apparently free. All right, so tell us a little bit about the first topic.
Yeah, totally. So, browsing Twitter a little bit and then seeing these like baity posts. So we have a post that says fuck linear, Asana, Notion, and ClickUp. And I was very intrigued because it was like it has almost 800,000 views. So I'm like, sure, when it gets so much attention, then like let me see the website and show me what it does, right? Because apparently, just to put this on the right now, the guy is saying that they don't hate linear, Asana, Notion, or ClickUp or whatever. They are just very frustrated with how those tools work and the copy pasting and how complex they are, which I kind of disagree because I've used all of them. But yeah, the headline is certainly interesting. So the guy says he gives respects, but he also builds a new tool. So I was like very curious, like what this is about. Like if you are saying, fuck them, then show me what you have. And sadly, there's not much. I mean, the whole website is sort of an MVP, at least to my eye, and it isn't really well done. I mean, if we scroll a little lower, then the line height in here is huge and enormous, and then in the other section it's tiny and itsy bitsy. Yeah. So, but I don't want to go into that. I mean, if you say something like this, right, you should be prepared to back this up. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, to me, like there is exactly. I don't mind like people saying this. I think nowadays that's how you get attention, right? You give some bold claim, and I don't even mind that. I think it's like interesting to give bold claims, but you need to back it up, like you say. And
Yep.
on the website, they don't really like have anything, right? There is like nothing concrete. Like build faster, think clearer, sure. Collaboration without clutter, sure. Like what are the features? How do you achieve this? Like there's sure they're like telling me their mentality, but they are not actually like everyone has this mentality, right? This
Yep.
is like what you want your tool to do. So how is your tool actually different? I don't get it. I have not seen read into the post that much. I have not like examined it, but looking at the site now, the claim is interesting, and then it looks like a super basic MVP site. The product, maybe like if I look into the image of the product a little bit, it looks interesting. It looks different than most task management tools I saw, but that's about it.
Yeah, and as you said, the little features below, like build faster, think clearer, it doesn't really tell me anything. Like turn ideas into projects instantly, track progress without chaos, and all this stuff. It's very generic, and it's basically what everyone does, right?
Yeah.
And I've actually dove a little deeper into that post, and many people said like, what's different, what's better than linear and the other tools? Like, it's very impossible to compete on this market because this is very, very tough market to compete at. And the guy just says, join the waiting list, we will show you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just tell me, man, like stand behind the product and tell me what it is. Not like secretly gatekeep everything you want to show me. And the thing is that this market is super, super hard to compete at, is that many, what is it, fundraisers? Not fundraisers.
Hmm.
The
Investors, do you mean?
No,
Or
no, no. I mean the charity, sort of charities. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Charities
Mhm.
and like little companies that are on support from the government. They use these kind of tools, and it's very, very tough for them to pay even the lowest pricing. And I know this from person because I talked to a friend of mine, and she said that she loves to work for that charity, but she was looking for alternative because even like 20 or $10 a month is super expensive for that
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
niche. So that's one thing, and then the other thing is you have these huge pool of those names: Asana, Notion, ClickUp,
Mhm.
Linear. Those are like giants in the industry, and if you say, you know I'm better than them, like try our product, then it should be more than just an MVP, in my opinion. You should show me at least, or not have as bold a claim right now, but make the MVP, create it as you would normally, and then when you have ready product, then say fuck him and build the hype,
Mhm.
not vice versa, I think.
Yeah, or at least like try to fake it, design the features, and show me how the features would look like,
Yeah.
and make me sign up for a waitlist. I understand waitlists. In this case where you perhaps don't want to like you don't want to actually start building the product until there's like people will want to use it. But at least like give me some features. Give me like tell me how it's going to look like, what it's going to do, how it's
Yeah.
going to be different. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I mean, from a design perspective, do you use linear or
Yeah, yeah, I've used
some
all of
customized
them.
products?
I've used
Mhm.
all of them. I've been through ClickUp to there's one more than ClickUp, like something else. I
Mm.
can't remember, but I've been through ClickUp, Asana, Notion, and
Mhm.
Linear, and right now I'm using Linear, and I love it. When you learn the shortcuts, it's super easy to like create new stuff, assign stuff, and I don't think it's that complex. I would argue like Notion is the most complex out of all of
Yeah.
these, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get into it. Like I spent 15 minutes in there, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
Mhm.
It has like so many features, but yeah, I've used ClickUp, nice UI, very pretty UI. The like back in the days, and even now probably is it's a great base for designers to copy and like see how great design is done. Probably same for Asana, and then we have Linear, which is like the sort of trend setter in
Mhm.
the website, sort of, because it has been copied so many times, the website.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so
Which one do you like most now? Is it linear, right? I
yeah,
suppose.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's linear. Yeah. And it's not for, the hype around it and the website, but
Mhm.
the UI is fairly well done. And I was sort of forced into linear. I've never used it like myself. I'm at a studio right now that uses it. And it's very, very streamlined. Like if you're
Mhm.
tech savvy, which you should be when you're a designer, then it's very easy to use it, and you catch up very, very quickly with what to do, how to do it. And the best thing
Mhm.
is you can write a guide with links inside linear and just tell the person like pin this, pin this, pin this, pin this, and that's all you need. You have like quick access to everything.
Yeah, I would not say like streamlined. I think Linear still has a ton of features,
Yeah.
especially when you enable them in the settings. But I would say it's more like opinionated because, for example, Notion gives you so many things you can do,
Yeah.
and I kind of like that for like my personal stuff. I have a lot of notes in it. I have recipes for cooking in it. I have school notes. I have some work notes. I have client notes. I enjoy using it for that. But
And
for
do you
task
pay for
management,
it? Do you
no,
pay
no, no.
for Notion?
I'm on the free tier. I was considering using the AI tier, like paying for the AI tier, because I tried the AI and it's genuinely useful inside of the app. It like actually is able to work with documents very well. It's able to pull data from other apps, but it's like $30 a month, and I'm not
Jeez.
paying that. I'm already paying ChatGPT, right? So I'm not
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
like
yeah.
another $30 a month for this.
That's a
Uh,
lot. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm on the free tier, but I never got it. I never got used to it for task management. It's just like so much setup, and you really need to figure out how to work with it correctly. Meanwhile, linear just gives you like, here is how we do it, and that's how you are going to do it. And
Yep.
this is the I think they figured out a very good way to handle task management. So I just adapted, and I would not go back. I think ClickUp is fine as well. I have not used Asana. Uh, ClickUp is good, especially now since it's fast now. I don't know if you used it before, but we used it
Yep.
at a
Before.
company like 3-4 years ago, and it was
Yep.
it was horrible because it was just everything took so long to load. But now it's much better.
We've used it mainly for like you kind of related stuff, so I wasn't really in there that much, but yeah, totally. And one more thing that probably like when the guy says like those tools are fairly complex, I think that's only for Notion. Like Notion is
Hmm.
so bloated these days that I probably won't ever get into it. But I'm not, the ICP. Um, but yeah, I just disagree with this, and I think we are just creating a hype way sooner than it should be, right?
Yeah, I think Notion can still be good for like very specific
Yeah,
workflows,
yeah,
and when you are willing to give it the time to set things up. I know, for
exactly.
example, the MKBHD, his studio, the people that work for him use Notion for video management, which I think could be like one of the very specific workflows where you have like specific tasks that you need to get done, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and
Uh,
schedule and everything. So yeah,
yeah, exactly.
totally.
So I think it could be useful for that, but I bet it took them hours to set it up correctly. Anyway, let's move on to Cluely. So Cluely Cluely is a service that started out with this young guy, right, who figured out how to cheat on interviews basically with his tool that like records your screen, can see what you are telling on the interview, what the interviewer is asking you. And the whole premise is built on the fact that most of interviews right now are done online, right, on the calls. So he basically like figured out a way to cheat around it. Then I think he got suspended from his
Yep.
university, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
Columbia. So and he basically went on to build this product because people saw the hype around it. He's very good at marketing it. He's like a very strong personality and very active on X. And he got funded. He raised a lot of money, as far as I know. And right
15
now
million.
he's sorry,
15 million.
Jesus. Okay. And so right now he's basically like trying to figure out, I think, how to make Cluely like more than just an app for 20-year-old people trying to get their first job, right? Because there's like, I don't think the business in that is that huge, like to make a whole like long lasting app around it, especially when companies might be trying to combat it. Interviews might be moving like back into the physical space. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think like this is that the app is actually going to last, or do you think that his like strategy of trying to separate it is valid?
Well, that's a great question, right? Because right now, I think the pivot is it's a note taker tool, is it?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to build something like that last year because I was very frustrated with, note taking. And I had this brilliant idea, right? We all have brilliant ideas. I had this brilliant idea of having and basically what you have with Google, like you have an assistant in a call, it takes your notes. But I wanted to take it a step further and it would like then create tasks like Linear does. So basically combining AI note taker with
Mhm.
Linear, so it would take tasks and separate them and like tell you to do ongoing and all these other kind of stuff. And it would also tell you like this is against the brief or like this isn't possible. This is colliding with this one and that one. And soon I found out that tools like that already exist and do it well. Like first of all, Google released it after like 3 days after I had this idea. And then there's Fireflies, AI, and all these kind of other tools. So I'm not really sure what's the added value in here because we are riding a hype in here, and we are still sort of riding that wave of this is just for you, invisible for others, as we saw in that section. The main question is like, my main concern is like, they are super great at creating hype and baiting and, all of that around them, which is awesome. Like, if you can do that, then kudos to you, success, everything for you in this marketing world. But at the other end, we have like the sort of ethical line, first of all, like cheating when you shouldn't really be doing that, and then he got suspended from the college because of it. I
Yeah.
think that's my assumption. And now they've changed, like pivoted like 3 times or 4 times in the last 8 months. I think it
I
raises
think.
a lot of questions. Like, is this tool really good, or are you just trying things and then failing and then redoing things again and creating the hype again? Like, where's the trust, and where's the
Yeah.
product?
Yeah, so I would say they only pivoted once, but they are leaning more and more into the pivot, and they're trying to they're adjusting their site a lot. But I think they made just like one pivot because they sort of leaned into the whole assistant thing uh, in the first one, and since then they're just like leaning even more into it. I think at first it was like. It was not like framed as an AI assistant for meetings. It was like something that helps you out through the day, and
Yeah.
it was still mainly aimed at meetings. I think the added value really here is just that it's invisible, and it's supposed to no one is gonna ever know, which I don't think is that much of an added value for most people. Like I understand it for students, right? But or for people trying to interview for jobs, but if you are just on a meeting with client, they don't really care if you have AI note taker. Most clients still like have an AI joining them into the meetings
Yes.
as a separate bot. Uh, so then you end up with 4 people on the call and 4 AI note taker bots. Uh, but I really don't think that's an issue. I'm also not sure if you actually saw this, if I explained it well before, but they have like a second product. They did not actually 100% pivot, but they split it up. They split up their like initial interview product into a separate one. So now they have Cluely and they have Interview Coder.
Okay.
So this is now like a one-time license. Before they had a subscription, I think they figured out that most people just would buy it for a month and then would never use it again. So they like improved it a lot. They made a super fancy UI, super fancy page, which I think is pretty nice. Uh, and they priced it at like I think let me check. Let me check. It should be down here at the bottom. Yeah, $900.
Jesus.
Um, yeah, so they really think the value is there. I saw a post from what's his name, the guy behind it. uh I know it but I forgot it. Yeah,
Do I have it somewhere?
anyway.
Lee
Yeah,
something.
Roy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did a post where he talked about switching to this pricing model and the revenue, and that it's working well for them. So I suppose it's like a good move. I think uh, they have like a whole team of people now, so they have this thought out. I honestly think they know what they're doing. At least with this, I think the interview coder is like the place they're comfortable at, and then this is a place where they're not sure what to do. And if I think if you really want to be like a AI assistant for meeting product, you have to be really really super good. And I just don't see them being that good, honestly. Like from what I tried, when I tried the product, it's like it's not bad, but it's like I could just turn on ChatGPT recording, and I would get pretty much the same result.
Yeah. Yeah. The issue I have with all of these AI assistants and AI that and AI this it just makes you dumber. Like this example on the header, right?
Mhm.
Like it says, "What should I say?" And the AI is like, "So just to recap, blah blah blah." It just tells you what to say. So it's like no brain kind of thing. Like you don't have to think. Let me do all the job, and you go. I don't know, like play tic tac toe. It's I just hate this whole mentality of us asking AI what to do instead of it telling it what we
Mhm.
want, right? Like,
Yeah,
this is what I want. Let's brainstorm about it. Or like this and that is our features. What else could we add that we haven't thought about?
yeah.
Or it's not, it's in this spirit and not in a spirit of what should our features be? I'm like, you figure it out, right? And yes, there's this thin line, I think, where you do it enough times, then that you will pick it up. Like some people will pick it up actually and like make it their habit, right?
Mhm.
Because that sentence in there is awesome for clients if you're in an interview or like
Mhm.
if you have a call with a client. Just if you're not sure you understand something, you say, just to sum it up, and say it in your own words,
Yeah.
and they either confirm it or like keep explaining. And it's like not like I misunderstood, blah blah blah. It's like an elegant way to go out of the conversation. That's awesome. And if you pick those healthy habits, then great, that tool could help you. But I think 99% of people won't do it because they won't think.
Yeah, I think this could be like interesting angle to the tool, where instead of telling you exactly what to say, it would just like suggest you a ways to steer the conversation. So exactly like you say, instead of telling you, so to summarize blah blah and exactly what you're supposed to say, it would just prompt you to, now sum up what they said or something like that, or like now it's a good
Yeah,
time to maybe head in this direction on the call. And this way you would sort of like learn it yourself, right? And it would also feel more natural and just be better overall, and
yeah.
over time you would get better feel for it than the AI 100%, because the AI most of the time like does not actually suggest good things, at least like from my
And it
experience when I
lies
tried
a
using
lot, right?
fully. Yeah, it sometimes it's good, most of the time it's like, it's like not that great. um
I do want to pivot into, you said before we started that you've done some work for them. Is it all
mhm.
under NDA? Can you talk about it a little more?
It's not under NDA, but it was mainly for the interview coder part, and it was their new UI basically. So there's like not that much that would be interesting here. I think we were basically working on redesigning some of their app UI to be better, because the interview coder thing was very basic. It was like because they separated the one product into two, and the interview coder UI was super simple, super bare bones, and they wanted to give it like that aesthetic, the yellow aesthetic that they have now. So it's branded, and they can up the price. But that was basically their whole strategy. I think that's the most interesting part about it. That their whole strategy was to really make that product look super good, feel super good, present it in a really nice way, and then bump the price by like 10x and make it a one-time fee.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's still pretty cool. I mean, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So just to sum it up, what do you think about all of this Clue hype and stuff they are doing? Do you think it will last?
I think interesting. I like watching it. I don't think it's gonna last, but I also think the guy behind it is gonna find something else to do, and he's gonna do another product.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it. I think he's very capable. He's super good. I talked to him. He's like super hyperactive on the calls. He's like doing 10 things at once and talking to you and making notes at the same time and trying to figure out what he actually wants. So it was very challenging to work with him, but you can also tell that like if he I think he's based in San Francisco now, and I feel like that's like exactly the spot for him. So it might be interesting to watch him in the future and see what he does. I hope he actually builds good products and not just he won't just try to build around the hype like some people do.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let's move to Affinity, because I think that's super interesting. So have you seen the announcement?
Yes, I have, but we can link it probably for people that haven't seen it
Yeah,
under the
absolutely.
video.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. So, Affinity is this. If you don't know, Affinity is basically like Photoshop or like Adobe suite of apps. Photoshop, Illustrator, and I think they had one more.
yes, they have publisher,
Yeah. Okay. Publisher.
the for like books and all this kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah. So basically, if you wanted to do things that you would do with Photoshop, Illustrator, and you did not want to pay a super pricey subscription, or you did not like Adobe, or you just did not like their experience of the apps themselves, then this was like a really good alternative to it. So you could go and you could, instead of paying monthly, you could purchase one time payment, and you could get Affinity. Uh, and before they had free products, uh, which were going on for a very long time. And then in 2024, Canva acquired them. And right now they published their new app, which is just called Affinity. And it's just an all in one app that is totally free. So you have like free tabs in the app, and you can switch between Illustrator, or it's like their versions of it, but basically it's Illustrator, Photoshop, and Publisher. So you can do raster graphics, vector graphics, or you can do like layouts, social media work, PDFs, stuff like that. uh, I tried it. It's The app is, I think, very well done. I think maybe later on we can talk a little bit about like how it compares to some other things. But right now I'm like more curious, if you what do you think about the move to make it like 100% free? Where do you think they're heading with it?
I mean, I love it, right? I mean, I think it's bold and it's awesome that Canva can do this. And I think there are like two to three main things. First of all, it brings new free users because you need Canva, a free account for the free Affinity. So that's your email, right? And Canva is a great tool for non-designers. I would suggest it to everyone. Like if you'd ask me like should I learn Figma or Canva, I'd 100% say Canva for most of your stuff if it's not mobile and website thing. If it's like, I don't know, you're a school teacher, my girlfriend uses it and she has it paid. And it's super powerful tool and super well done with so many templates. So yeah, that Canva sort of, made this all happen. So it's obviously a funnel to use Canva more and then get hooked and probably like get more paid users. Second of all is they said that they want to make design free and available for everyone, which, there's probably like some truth to it. The other intentions are probably very, hidden as usual, but I think this is a great move, right? Like for everyone, just jump into it. And third one, which I really wish will happen, is to compete with Adobe. I so want like After Effects alternative and Affinity
Mhm.
fighting for the industry standard tool so much. You like that's a dream come true. So that's like the third point I would love to see, like them with this big move, uh, sort of making companies switch to it, try it, because like a lot of people are already riding the hype and like installing it and trying it. I myself own it and do some stuff with it, like print based or like background removal and all these kind of very simple stuff, nothing crazy. But I think it's a great tool. The only issue it has is that it's not the industry standard, so it's sort of useless to use it with bigger clients or print shops or yeah, that basically.
Yeah, I did use their what is it called, the Photoshop?
Photo, Affinity Photo.
Okay, Affinity Photo. I did use that. I bought it. Uh, it was very good. I enjoyed using it, but exactly, I had the issue that if I wanted to use some templates, most of templates online are for Photoshop, and in some sort of way, Affinity is able to open them, but they're always kind of broken. In the company I worked at, we had some Photoshop templates, and I always had to, like, open them, then convert them to Affinity, try to sort of fix what was broken, and then I could use them. But the tool itself was very good. I did not use Affinity or Photoshop for, I don't know, 2 years now. And I just do everything in Figma because my workflow is like much more focused on web design and product design right now. And I'm able to do like very basic photo editing that I need to do in Figma for background removal, stuff like that. There are tools in that already too. Uh,
Boo.
and I have kind of gotten like used to working in the Figma, right? And Figma is like super simple with the UI. And now I tried Affinity again.
Is it? Figma is super simple in the UI.
Well,
My
opposed
man,
to
we're not
Affinity,
going in there.
opposed to Affinity, it is so much simpler. You open Affinity, and on the left there are like 10 icons, which are just
Yeah,
icons,
yeah,
and those are like the most important tools. And you don't, if you don't use, you don't know what those are, and they don't have labels next to them. So I'm just like hovering over them, reading the tooltips for
yeah,
like
yeah.
5 minutes, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to click because I forgot it all. So honestly, it was kind of like a shocker for me because I was thinking I would just jump in, I would know what to do, but the layout and everything is like so much. The whole workflow is so much different opposed to Figma that I was totally lost, to be honest, and
Yeah.
I think I closed it after a little while.
Yes, it's very overwhelming. Yes, and talking about the whole UI and how it can be used, it does everything like Photoshop does, most of the things. The only issue is it's somewhere else, right? It doesn't copy the Photoshop workflow. It has its own workflow. Some
Mhm.
things work a little differently. Some things are named a little differently, and obviously shortcuts are a little different. But the main issue I probably have and still have with it is there are no tutorials on it. Like most of
Mhm.
the tutorial, like there's like very small group of people making tutorials. There are some huge tutorials, like 6 hours, like starter kits for Affinity, which I saw some like hour or two when I needed like some things. But that's the other big issue that the tool faces, right? Like if they can open it up for the community and the community takes it up and creates new tutorials for it and more people get educated, then I think we have like bigger chance of the tool becoming, well, we can't really say competitor to Adobe because it's free, but it well can become an alternative and maybe companies will take it up, like for example Blender is being treated against Cinema 4D and it's free. So I hope this happens. I'm super excited for this and we'll see. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I really hope that with this being free and with this whole wave of hype around it, there is gonna be much more tutorials for it
yeah,
right now. That people on YouTube are gonna jump on the wave, gonna try and earn some money, some views by making tutorials for it. I think it could really catch on, honestly, um, because for Blender there's like a ton of tutorials, right?
yeah, and the
Uh,
community is so strong and that's why it
yeah,
works. So I hope something like that happens in here as well.
hopefully. I still remember when I was at high school, we used to crack Photoshop because that was like the official way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
learn stuff. You were like, either you could, basically the teacher was like, I'm not gonna encourage you to crack things, but either we can work in Inkscape or you can crack Illustrator. So what would you do, right? Inkscape was like, I think I tried it and it was just not it.
Yes,
The
super
UI was,
outdated tools. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Like you could do it in that, but yeah. Um, so hopefully this is gonna encourage people to make tutorials for it, and we'll see how it goes. I think it could be a really good alternative, especially for students. And
Totally,
uh,
totally. And Canva is basically the main market for students. Like the ideal customer is most of the students
yeah,
and like things like people like teachers and all these kind of niches that are a little creative, or let's say like they are creative but not probably not as creative as designers, and they understand some basic things and create stuff for kids, and Canva is super
mhm,
good at it and so many templates, and probably the community is great there as well. So if something like that happens as I said, over time for Affinity. God, I hope this happens because I need more tutorials and stuff. But yeah, and the best thing is like it has. I think the AI tools are locked in the free
Yeah.
version, but they are super good. Like the I don't think there's a background removal for AI, but there is like you select an object and then you like sort of
Mhm.
remove it and like fill the background with the image fill, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's called in
I think generative fill when I was
yeah, generative fill. It's not called that in Affinity, but generative
okay.
fill.
Yeah.
Um, and that's like super well done, and I'm sure there are like more AI features. But I hope so. There is like some alternative to After Effects or something like that because I
Yeah.
really need to dive into After Effects. I so don't want to, but now that it's finally time for me to do it. And the issue I have with it is like everyone uses it,
Hmm.
but it's this load of crap, like this ball that's been rolling for like 20 or 30 years and all the shit is sticking to it. And it's like it fails and like quits out of the blue and you have no clue why. And then we have the lovely Adobe company that's not evil at all and not charging you more for canceling subscriptions and fees. So I hope someone competes with them. I think there was Apple, not Apple directly, but Procreate was kind of trying to, well, not trying to. They opened up the market for Procreate animation something. I can't remember the
Okay.
product, but
I don't know actually.
they announced it. I think 2 years, 2 or 3 years back. You could like take things from Procreate, which is for iPad and you sketch
Yeah.
and all of this, and you could then take it into animation based app as well, and it's like keyframes and all this kind of stuff. So very similar to Affinity,
Hmm.
After
Uh,
Effects,
yeah.
not Affinity. And I so hope that would like take a huge chunk out of Adobe because they really need a competitor. It's never a good thing to have one giant ruling it all. You always need competition just to make it make people push. So I think that took a little bit of market. I haven't heard from it since. I haven't tried it, but I hope I will. But we need something to compete with After Effects badly, and
Yeah.
then we will see. Do you think do you see it happening that Affinity will rival and sort of become the go-to in the industry?
Um, honestly, I don't think they. I mean, maybe they. I don't think they have enough tools yet. Like you said, I think they need a competition to uh, what is it called? The animation tool, video
After
tool,
Effects.
After Effects. Yeah, to After Effects, and that's something that I'm really looking for because exactly I'm looking at all those cool motion videos, reels, stuff like that on X, and every time I open it, someone asks, "How did you make this? What software did you use?" And always it's After Effects. And I have some experience video editing, and I tried many tools, including After Effects, and I just know how painful they are. There's so many features; it's so hard to learn them. They crash all the time, and I just don't want to get into that. It's too much like work for me right now, and too little reward to actually do it. So I'm
Plus, the
really like
subscription is costly, right? It's not
yeah, and the
cheap. I
subscription is
mean,
super expensive too. Exactly. So if someone came out with a tool that is either either like better and is also subscription, I would get it. Better and simpler, I would say. Better and easier to learn. Um, or or have it like do less at first, but make it one time payment or very cheap, something like that. I like need some middle ground. I don't want to get the super expensive, super complicated thing because I'm just not gonna learn that ever. Um, yeah, so hopefully I hope they will get into that. In the meantime, the Affinity app is not really for me. I feel like at this stage it's like cool. I appreciate that it's out there, but most of work I need to do is done in Figma. The little photo editing I do is easier for me to still do in Figma. Background removal, there are like free AI tools on that on the web if I need to, where I just paste it and it spits it out instantly for free, which is like super cool.
And
Uh,
Meg has it built in.
it does. I don't even know.
Meg has it built in. Yeah.
Even know. Okay, well, in that case, yeah, it solves it as well. But yeah, for some like more complex workflows, I tried it a little bit, played around with it. There's like even an option to download a local model for selecting objects, and it's super fast, super good. So you have like this smart select where you don't need to like draw a shape around what you want to select anymore, but you just hover over it and it instantly knows. So that's for free in Affinity, which I think is really good. And then like more advanced features like the generative fill, upscaling, stuff like that are behind the paywall. And there's like even a special tab at the top where you have like I think it's Canva AI or something like that, and you can just click into that and it enables all the features if you have a subscription from Canva. Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on the thing you said less complex. I think for the After Effects alternative, I don't necessarily need less complex, but I need something that has solid foundation and just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't crash if I move a pixel or something. I don't really
Yeah.
at this point. Like I'll be super honest. At this point, I don't mind the price paying for After Effects at all. Like I could get it. The only thing is I have to spend a lot of time learning it and paying that price. And if I have to do it in an Adobe kind of locked in ecosystem, I don't really want to because, if you cancel the subscription, you get a fee on top of it. And, there's
Yeah.
all this uh, sort of dark patterns thing going in. You have no clue when you are charged and how to cancel stuff and all of it. I just don't like that. Like, just make me an easy one tap thing to cancel subscription, and you're like so big, then it doesn't really hurt to make people happy with this stuff if they want to quit it, right? Most people will still pay for it. So why making it this painful? I think it just hurts them more than does good, but it brings all the money. But the thing is, there's like so many tutorials on After Effects and so
Mhm.
little on the other tools, like Rive or there's this tool free, very easy to use, and I use it. Geez, Jitter. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jitter is great as well. I mean, Jitter compared to After Effects is so easy to pick up, or
Mhm.
like compared to Rive, it's so streamlined. You go in, and in 5 minutes you have something, and you had no clue how to use it. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just looking for an alternative just for the sake it's Adobe. That's probably it. I mean,
Yeah, I used Jitter as well, and also tried learning Rive, and I exactly like need some sort of middle ground here. I need Jitter is like cool for simple stuff, but you hit at least I hit like walls super fast, like things it just could not do, and I was like surprised it could not do it. I wanted like I don't know some path animation. It could not do path animation. I think. Uh, so then I like try different app. Yeah. So right now I think it's either like super simple tool or very complicated tool. Rife is like super is focused very much on vector animations.
Rife is so
Which
unintuitive. Like,
yeah, very very.
I have background in I can do keyframe animations in Blender. I know animation stuff and keyframing and like curves and all this kind of stuff from Blender, and I couldn't pick it up. Like it's a keyframe based tool, but there's like a logic on top of it, and
Mhm.
some stuff just works way differently. And sure, they have like their animation kind of series, but I just find it very clunky.
Yeah, it's very complicated. I kind of got into it. I was able to do simple stuff in it, but once I wanted to do more advanced things, I hit walls where I don't have the knowledge to know how to do it. So I did it in very complicated ways, where I knew that it was not the right way to do it, but I just did not know how to. I just didn't know the right way. And when you go online and look for tutorials, it's either like 3 hours stream recordings, or it's like those super simple
Yeah.
feature explainers. And there were no like actually good tutorials where they would do like a simple 10-minute project or 20-minute project. uh, I think they started to fix that, but I have not returned to it since. I'm actually going to be doing some animation this week, so I hope I get to try it again. I'll report back if if it's better or not. Yeah. Otherwise, I think like that's all of my opinions on Affinity.
Yeah, I think we've gone a little deeper than usual, but yeah, I think that's all. Like Affinity is probably the best thing that happened this week. I hope it like the best of luck to the team and to everyone there because I hope they are great guys. But I'm just rooting for them for the sake of competing against Adobe. That's kind of my thing
Mhm.
at this point.
Yeah,
But
fair
yeah,
enough.
like unfortunately, I might need to dive into Adobe products a little. So
Yeah, we'll see. It's taking them a long time to create some competitors, so I'm starting to lose hope a little bit in the After Effects section.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
sadly. Okay,
okay. So that's all from us. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it. It's gonna help us out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
have a beautiful day.